Hello, my name is Frank Christensen and I'm the coordinator of officials for IFAF Europe. This is the fourth of 6 training tapes dealing with forward progress. Today we're dealing with situations where the line to gain is involved. So now forward progress really becomes critical and we have to be very accurate in everything we do. And we'll look at the mechanics of how to do this and also the philosophy of what can help us. But before we get to the game film, let's have a look to see what the rulebook and the MOFO have to say on this topic.
In the rulebook, forward progress is defined in Rule 292. Forward progress is a term indicating the end of advancement by a ball carrier or airborne pass receiver of either team and applies to the position of the ball when it becomes dead by rule. In 513, forward progress, it says the most forward point of the ball when declared dead between the end lines shall be the determining point in measuring distance gained or lost by either team during a down. Exceptions. First one is Rule 851, which of course we all know deals with safeties. And the second one, when an airborne pass receiver of either team completes the catch inbounds after an opponent has driven him backwards and the ball is declared dead at the spot of the catch, the forward progress is where the player received the ball. In the MOFO, we go to 5-7 dealing with marking spots. In normal play, forward progress usually only needs to be marked to a tolerance of 1 foot. Since the ball is just less than 1 foot long, this means there are only 3 positions that a ball can be in between any pair of yard lines. A. With the nose, the most forward point of the ball on the forward yard line. B. With the middle of the ball midway between the 2 yard lines. And C. With the tail, the rearmost point of the ball on the back yard line. Note that in this system, the ball is never positioned spanning a line. And finally, officials need only mark forward progress to the nearest one of these points, except A, when the line to gain or goal line is concerned, in which case more accuracy is necessary, and B, after change of possession, a start of a new series, in which case the dead ball spot should always be marked with the nose of the ball on the nearest yard mark. And the when in doubt principles number 17 says, if the ball carrier is being held by only one player, the ball is still alive. If held by 2 or more, forward progress is stopped. Now, let's have a look at some game film. In this first example, obviously we're looking at a progress spot close to the line to gain, and this really isn't all that close, but it is made close by this line judge. So again, if we use our brain camera and take a snapshot right there, even short of the 45, a healthy 2 yards from the line to gain, and then he rolls over and for some reason we give him a progress. Now if we look at the linesman at the top of the screen, he actually has a better shot at it, or a better spot, not an accurate spot but certainly a better one. So if you do that, and you know, line to gain is critical. We need to be good at progress around the line to gain. So if you are if you don't agree with a spot, then come in and let's talk about it. Another thing here is for this line judge, he stops the clock, which if you think you have a first down, that's good. But as soon as you do that, as soon as you signal first down, then you know we end up looking very, very bad if we change it. So the recommendation is for the wings not to do this signal. Obviously, if we have a change of possession, a turnover, then we need to signal which way we're going. But in a situation like this, It's only digging a hole for ourselves when we do this signal, because now it makes it very difficult for us to reverse our position and make this spot short of the line to gain. So again, brain camera, snapshot right there, that will help you, and also make sure that you have in your pre-snap routine where the line to gain is. So on this play, we notice that the line to gain is the -1, so that's the 34-yard line. But before we get to the play, I'd like to point your attention to the line judge here at the bottom of the screen, and the signals that he's doing. I'm not even sure what they're supposed to mean, but they're certainly not part of the official signals as mentioned in the MOFO. So let's try to stick to the signals that we all know. Now let's have a look at this progress spot here. So he catches the ball. Right now he's got a first down. He's beyond the 34. Then he takes a step back, and if first contact is made here, then there's a distinct possibility that he is behind the line to gain now, and he took himself back there. So it's not progress up here, because this part here is on his own. So he may still have a first down, but he may also be short, just depending on the bad angle that we have. But unfortunately, this wing gives him progress all the way up to the 36, which is certainly incorrect. And also, we're not stopping the clock after this. So if you have progress beyond the line to gain, we should be killing the clock. So again, it goes back to all the way back here in pre-snap routine for a wing. Certainly, where is my line to gain? It's a 34, so that I know, okay, right now this is right around the line to gain. This is part of my my coverage of the play. Here it looks like we're just taking a spot, not really aware of where the line to gain is. So that's certainly something for wings to focus on. In this play, the line to gain is the 45, and it's always nice to have a full yard line as your reference point for a first down. And for the linesman up at the top here, he really should be focusing on the receiver at this point, since the ball is coming, and the receiver is clearly down before the full yard line. So there's really no reason to miss this. He rolls over, and here the linesman comes up with a spot, doesn't really pay attention to where the line to gain is, and now he looks back. So a lot of this can be improved upon in a pre-snap routine. Again, if we before the snap, put into our minds that the line to gain is the 45, so that when this happens, we know the line to gain is critical, and hopefully we can come up with a progress spot that's a little bit more accurate than this, so that we stop the clock, or we stop the play rather, or have the progress at the 45. And if you do have progress beyond the line to gain, that you don't have to look back like this to notice where it is. Pre-snap routine is key. Here's another example of a situation where we could have better awareness of the line to gain, which in this case is the 35. The receiver catches the ball well clear and well inbounds, but still we're stopping the clock, and then we're winding. So at this point, we think the line to gain has been reached, and then we get up and we have to wind the clock back up. So again, a better awareness of where the line to gain is, especially as a wing official, is really key to getting these situations right. On this play, you'll notice we have a long way to go to the line to gain. And it's just a reminder that even though we have a long gain, we still have to use our sound mechanics and, pre-snap, notice where the line to gain is. And for this line judge, as he's moving down the field, as soon as the play ends, look across the field for where the line to gain is and where the chain is. Here we stop the clock automatically just because it's a long play and I'm sure this is the first down, and then we look across and now we have to wind the clock back up. So same principle, where is the line to gain? And regardless of how long the play is, as it's ending, especially for the line judge, since you're the first one to be looking, look across to see where that front stick is, so that we don't end up with a kill wind as we do here. So in this situation, it's 3rd and 3. So this would not be a situation where the wings are moving to the line to gain right at the snap. According to the MoFo, when it's 3rd or 4th down and short is not specifically defined, typically it's understood to be 2 yards or less. So 3rd and 3, I'm perfectly fine with this line judge staying on his line of scrimmage as the ball is snapped, and then he gets to there. Looks like he gets a first down. If the line to gain is the 50 here, it certainly looks like the ball is over. I think the line judge moves a little bit too far and then he comes back. But if we have a first down, again, we need to kill the clock. So that this is telling me that this line judge probably didn't have pre-snap focus on where the line to gain is. Now we stop the clock because we notice looking across the field that it's a first down, and then right there. So this one is a better first down signal. My advice would still be to make it small enough that the referee can see it from his angle, but that let's say number 43 from this angle can't see it. So here I think the elbow is up a little bit too far, because just like if he were going to use his left hand and give a proper first down signal, this is clearly visible to the sideline. So I'm all in favor for using this little signal that we have to indicate I have a first down, but make it so small that only the officials on the field can see it, so it's not big and conspicuous. In comparison, here we have 3rd and 1, and this is a situation where it would be perfectly advisable, admissible, recommendable to treat the line to gain as a goal line. So as soon as the ball is snapped right now, move to the line to gain to be able to cover this. And especially when the quarterback is sneaking the ball like this, this is one of the situations where we need to sell the call, especially when it's this tight. And here we end up in a situation where the linesman comes in short and the line judge has a first down, killing the clock. And obviously we want to do whatever we can to avoid having two different spots. Sometimes that's very difficult to do. One thing that we can do is if you don't really know, if you have any kind of doubt as to where the spot is, just because the ball was blocked from your field of view, or sometimes that happens, what you can do is just wait a little while before you make any signals or any call, and that gives your buddy across the way a chance to make a call. Kind of like if we have a pass that is complete or incomplete. If you don't really know what you have, you just wait for half a second. Whereas if you do have a good solid look at what happened, you come in and you sell it hard so that we don't end up with conflicting signals. The same here. We could have just wait a little bit to see what the other guy has, and then we don't end up with conflicting signals. Also, I would have liked this line judge to come in a little harder to sell his spot. This looks a little bit too relaxed for comfort in a situation like this. On this last play, the action is going to come to the line judge closest to the camera, but I want to focus on the linesman across the field. So we've got a medium long pass, certainly longer than 10 yards. We also have a two-stick situation, and the runner is stopped clearly short of the line to gain, and yet the linesman at the top of the screen, he stops the clock, possibly not realizing that the line to gain has not been reached. Then he realizes that he needs to wind his clock again. So again, a pre-snap mental note of where the line to gain is would be beneficial here. And then the other thing, or the other note here, is this signal for the down box. The recommendation is not to use this wavy signal for the down box because it looks too much like the entire chain needs to move. Instead, the recommendation is just to show what down it's going to be, and that is an indicator to the box to move up to the next line of scrimmage, to the subsequent spot, the succeeding spot. So this signal, we run the risk of the entire chain moving, which is certainly something that we don't want to do. So again, to summarize, once the line to gain gets involved, it's critically important that we are accurate and precise, and that we do everything right. And the pre-snap routine will help us 99 out of 100 situations.